On 6th July 2025, the country received shocking news of the brutal murder of Ugandan Swiss couple, the late David Mutaaga and his wife, Debora Mutaaga, who were killed at their residence in Nachiwogo, Entebbe. Police have since been hunting for the assailant, who did not steal anything but appeared to be targeting the lives of the couple. The two had built a retirement home in Entebbe after working and spending over 3 decades in Switzerland. As the family waits for the police to track down the killer, the children of the late couple and Mutaaga's relatives have been entangled in a legal battle in the family court division over the right to cremate the bodies and take the ashes to Switzerland. After the deaths, the 2 children of the deceased, a daughter and son, told their relatives in Uganda that they would not bury their parents until police investigations were concluded. However, since the investigation has been complex and taken longer than expected, they have been unable to travel to Uganda for the burial, fearing for their lives as the assailant remains at large.
CID was calling me now time and again. Until I was told, no, you see, children want their parents buried where they are. I said, no, it cannot happen. We are the people. Those are our children, our grandchildren. We are the people showing them what to do, not for them to show us what to do.
On the 25th February, the children wrote to the police's Criminal Investigations Directorate seeking a no objection letter to cremate the 2 bodies, which have been kept at a funeral home since the couple's demise.
You see the way I know things. Of course, the succession, once he succeeded his father succeeded his grandfather, he would still fall where his father was laid. He would be the next.
The police sought an opinion from the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, who advised the family to seek redress from the Family Court Division since they were not in agreement.
When we went to court about 10 days ago, the court did, okay, we entered the courtroom, and the judge said, okay, you what? Give me your papers, I'm going to go through them because I'm busy. I'll call you in after 5 days.
The family of the late Mutaga argued that he was the heir of his father, the late Ernest Kibirige Kabenge. Despite having lived abroad for decades, Mutaga had approached his cousin Sendagile, who showed a message written about 8 days before his death, indicating that he intended to fulfill his late father's wish of setting up a home in Kansanke in Bukasa Island, their ancestral origin.
First time he said, I'll be very open to you. I'm not really sleeping after the succession. I have to fulfill this. Even sometimes I'm speaking, somebody tells me that you do what I told you.
Based on this, the fact that Mutaga was deeply rooted in his culture, his relatives wanted him and his wife to be accorded a decent burial in accordance with Buganda culture.
Children are our blood. They are within us. We are showing them what to do, what should be done. What should be done now, and tomorrow we are going away. So these are the successors.
However, tradition and modernity seem to have met at crossroads, with the children not comfortable burying their parents in Uganda. The children had also obtained a no objection letter from the Swiss embassy in Nairobi. NTV has obtained a ruling dated 20th April 2026 by Lady Justice Celia Nagwa, who ordered the release of the 2 bodies of the deceased and their handover to the son, Mark Mutaga Kabenge, or his duly authorized nominee, within 2 days of issuance of the ruling. The judge further ruled that the applicant, who is the son of the deceased and represents his sister Isabella Najita Mutaaga, has paramount rights to determine the place and mode of burial of their parents. In the ruling, Stephen Sendagile Sseruwagi and any persons acting under his authority are permanently restricted from receiving, transporting, arranging, or participating in the burial of the deceased, David Mutaaga and Debora Mutaaga, without express written authorization of the applicant, who is the son of the deceased. The judge further directed that the right to arrange the burial and determine its mode vests in the son and daughter of the deceased, while the right to attend and mourn belongs to all who loved them.
The judge cannot just decide and say 48 hours I take. How? The names of the judge I saw, they are like Buganda names, Chiganda names. I think as that kind of thing happened in her lineage, we should also put things in consideration. We don't simply take law because law, no. We should respect cultures.
The children are not ready or able to come to Uganda because they fear for their lives, since the killers or the killer is still at large, and they believe, or there is suspicion, that the killer could be known to one or two of the relatives within the Mutaga circle.
No. The investigations are going on. They have called each and everybody the suspect.
Do you have any understanding with these children ever since, or has anyone, especially you, ever tried to reach out to these children and convince them as a leader in the family so that they can change their mind?
No, I've not spoken to them.
Why not?
Because I've not had the chance to say, but others have been speaking to them.
According to Sendagile, they were never given a chance by court to interface with the children's lawyers in order to reach a compromise.
Because we're not fighting, we're not enemies. We would say, okay, my son, tell me, what is it? You say, no, look. And I say, now, tell me. And I tell him what to do.
If these children decide to go ahead and use the law, as so far it has been ruled in their favor, and they cremate the two bodies, the late Mutaga and the wife, are you going to accept the ashes?
That's not courage. No, we cannot, absolutely no.
The family of the late Mutaga also claims that the son of the deceased traveled to Uganda and returned without informing or meeting any of the relatives.
The children must have been misled because there's no way this boy could come here and fail to see at least Senga.
NTV spoke to the children's lawyer on the phone, but they declined to be interviewed, citing the sensitivity of the matter. However, he said that the children have opted to repatriate the bodies of the deceased to Switzerland for burial instead of cremation, and that police asked them to produce the original copies of the death certificates, which will be sent via a courier company. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.